नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल दोस्तों। स्वागत है आपका एक बार फिर से हमारे YouTube चैनल ब्रास फ्यूजन्स पर, जहां आज हम आपके लिए लेकर आए हैं एक नया लेसन।
I have shared two cases on stream. One case was Lee versus Lee Air Farming Limited, and second one is Butcha Guzdar, Commissioner of Income Tax case. So we'll cover it up. So for your reference, I just want to clear one thing. In company law specifically, so the question, there are two kinds of questions which you can expect. So if you will open your syllabus, so there are two concepts in your this topic particularly. Yes. So the first thing is theory of corporate personality. So I'm basically talking about topic number 1, which is the nature and kinds of company. In this topic, the first portion which we have covered is related to evolution, which I have already shared with you on stream, or maybe आपकी wall पे share किया है document with the name Company Law in India. So in that particular document, I have just covered the basic evolution of company law in India and Bhabha Committee's report on 1956 Companies Act and J.J. Rani Committee's report on Companies Act 2013. So this is your topic 1A, which is your A portion, right? In A portion, we have already covered difference between company and different business organizations, such as partnership, such as limited liability partnership, right? Then what is the advantage of incorporation? That means after incorporating your company, what kind of effect a company will take, like it's a separate property. I think there's 10 points. Limited liability is another very important point in that particular advantages. And this is a very important, because of this reason only, because of limited liability concept. Generally, people avoid to carry on business in different kind of business organizations. So this is perfect for them. So this is one thing, right? So हमने क्या क्या cover किया in topic number 1, definition of company, historical evolution, difference between company and partnership in LLP, and advantages of incorporation, right? And there's one more point, which is a company's amendment bill, so-called recent bill 2020, right? So this will cover separately. इसको एक अलग से class लेके करेंगे. And this time I'm expecting you'll get one question on this particular, not bigger question, like 5 marks का question I'm expecting. And still we are just not, maybe हो सकता है ऐसा भी हो कि आपका सारा practical question बने. Practical ही बनेगा. In fact, this time also we'll go for open book examination. Maybe like this, don't know. Chaliye, this is your part A. Now the part B. To understand part B, you have to understand two things. First, very important thing, separate legal entity concept. Principle of separate legal entity concept. And second concept is lifting of or piercing of corporate veil. These are two concepts basically. In first concept, which is the principle of separate legal entity concept, generally इस type के questions पूछे जाते हैं examination में. So these are two principles. Always keep this thing in your mind. These are two principles in a foundation of company law. First principle talks about separate legal entity concept. Second principle talks about lifting or piercing of corporate veil, right? So what do you understand by separate legal entity concept? देखिए आपसे क्वेश्चन कोई भी पूछा जाए, वैसे if a question is coming like पहला प्रिंसिपल पूछा जाता है separate legal entity concept, then also you have to give a glimpse of lifting of corporate veil. मतलब आप अगर फर्स्ट कंसेप्ट लिखते हैं उसमें भी आपको छोटा सा ग्लिम्स देना पड़ेगा सेकंड प्रिंसिपल का. और अगर सेकंड प्रिंसिपल पूछा जाता है तो सेकंड प्रिंसिपल में पहले आपको कंपनी एज अ सेपरेट लीगल एंटिटी कंसेप्ट कवर करना पड़ेगा. These two concepts are basically, बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट हैं एक दूसरे के. एंड जब भी लिखेंगे तो आपको होलसमली दोनों को यूज करना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो नाउ द फर्स्ट कंसेप्ट which is a principle of separate legal entity. This is first concept. What is this concept about? So this concept is basically saying that company is a legal entity. It is separate from its members. So this basic concept has been established by Solomon case. So in a short way, अगर आप अपना एक synopsis बनाते हैं, उस synopsis में what you can write 3 cases in this particular concept. पहला case is Solomon versus Solomon. Second case is Lee versus Lee Air Farming. And third case is Bicha F. Guzdar versus Commissioner of Income Tax, CIT, right? So if examiner is asking for this particular concept, so you have to write all these 3 cases. This is your one synopsis of concept. Separate legal entity concept, right? Now the second concept is a lifting of corporate will. अब इसमें आपकी जितने केसेस आप देख रहे हैं, Daimler Company Limited, CIT Meenakshi Mill, Sardinsha Manik Petit, Workman versus Associate Rubber, Guilford Motors, Shubhra Mukherjee, Kapila Hingurani, these all concepts are basically talking about lifting of corporate way. I'll just not touch this second concept, but in a very raw manner, I'm just telling you, like, किस टाइप से आप understand करेंगे इस particular concept को, this I am talking about. I'm audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Could you please repeat third case?
So the first case, like 2 concepts. First concept, separate legal entity. Second concept, lifting of corporate way. So the first concept is comprising with 3 cases. The first case is Solomon versus Solomon. Second is Lee versus Lee Air Farming. And third is Butcha F. Guzdar. This I have already shared on stream. You can have a look from there, right? So these 2 cases are basically contrast of each other. So these 2 cases are basically contrast of each other. Now, देखिए, we have given a birth to this artificial person, right? And this artificial person is just nothing. It's a body corporate. It's an association of person. Now this artificial person is existing in an eye of law once it is incorporated under Section 9 of your Companies Act 2013. Now we have given this particular, artificial person a legal, what you can say, like, we have given this particular artificial person a legal, existence. We have, accepted this particular entity as a separate legal entity. So what do you understand by separate legal entity? Simple thing. According to Solomon versus Solomon, that company is a separate legal entity. Company's power, company obligations, company status is separate from its natural members. So the members are separate. They are living people. And this artificial person is separate. So the powers, duties, obligations, everything is separate. And होता क्या है? In case company में कुछ commit होता है, company में like, और commit कौन करेगा कुछ भी? What you can say, like fraud भी हो सकता है, बहुत सारी चीजें हो सकती हैं, बहुत सारी इनफैक्ट चीजें हो सकती हैं जो कंपनी में कमिट होती हैं. अब अगर कंपनी में कुछ भी कमिट हुआ, छोटी सी चीज कोई कमिट हुई है, छोटा सा कुछ प्रॉब्लम आया है, सो क्या हम इन दोनों पर्सन्स को, आर्टिफिशियल पर्सन एंड ग्रुप ऑफ नेचुरल पर्सन्स को अलग कैसे कर रहे हैं? हमने एक वेल बना रखी है. वेल को यू कैन से वॉल सॉर्ट ऑफ बना रखा है. दिस इज अ आर्टिफिशियल वॉल which is created by law itself. That whale is known as a corporate whale. So imagination कीजिए, one is artificial person one side and another side they are an association of natural persons. और उनके बीच में एक artificial whale create किया गया है by law itself. What this whale is doing? This whale is separating this artificial person to natural persons. This whale is basically saying that this artificial person is a separate legal entity. Now, अब इस whale को क्यों लगाया गया है? वैसे whale क्यों लगाया जाता है? Whale इसीलिए तो लगाया जाता है like कि जो दूसरा पर्सन है वो क्या कर रहा है, उसका फेस हम नहीं देख पाए समथिंग, उसकी एक्टिविटीज हम नहीं देख पाए समथिंग. देखिए, जनरली कुछ कंपनी में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ, अब उस प्रॉब्लम में क्या होगा? उस प्रॉब्लम में प्रॉब्लम कौन कमिट करेगा? क्या कंपनी कमिट कर सकती है प्रॉब्लम? नो, इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज इट्स आर्टिफिशियल पर्सन. It's an association of persons. So after all, these association of persons are doing all the things. यही कुछ गड़बड़ कर रहे हैं. So in those circumstances, generally 99% situations, अगर प्रॉब्लम अराइज होती है और कंपनी के अगेंस्ट केस फाइल किया जाता है that company has committed this, company has committed that, because company is entering into a contract with third party. So third party will file a suit against company. Now, अब court of law में जाता है case. So in that situation, 99.9% judge will refrain to pierce this corporate wall. Corporate wall whale को उठा के देखना नहीं चाहेगा वो judge that who has committed what. Because बार बार अगर हम ऐसे करेंगे, सो वो आर्टिफिशियल पर्सन की जो एक एग्जिस्टेंस होती है उस पर क्वेश्चन मार्क आ जाएगा. सो इट्स अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ लॉ टू टेक केयर ऑफ दिस आर्टिफिशियल पर्सन बिकॉज लॉ हैज गिवन एग्जिस्टेंस टू दिस आर्टिफिशियल पर्सन. लॉ इज सपोजिंग दिस आर्टिफिशियल पर्सन इज जस्ट लाइक अ natural person. That's the reason this artificial person is entering into a contract और बहुत सारी separate property, separate ownership. Section 9 की जो advantages we have given to this artificial person is just because of this reason. So generally, law will not interfere in the internal affairs of a company. Company के अंदर क्या क्या चल रहा है, because company को we can't disturb all the time. छोटी छोटी चीजों में we can't disturb. But there are certain reasons. There are certain circumstantial reasons and statutory reasons. In company law itself, we have written certain 10 sections. In sections mein there is the situation, if there is a fraud kind of situation, such like a satyam. If there is a situation which is something like misstatement in prospectus, in that situation also. So there are 10 situations in our Companies Act 2013 in which these are exceptional situation actually. In this exceptional situation, court will pierce or court will lift the corporate. Right? Generally, court will adhere this separate legal entity concept. Court will always protect this artificial person. Court will always, I'm saying this, that in 99.9% situation, court will not pierce this wall. ये जो whale है, ये जो wall है, artificial wall, इसको कभी भी हटाएगा नहीं court. Court will always protect company because company को बार बार disturb नहीं करेंगे. But there are certain exceptional situations such as certain statutory exceptions or judicial pronouncement. Judicial pronouncement means जो चीजें हमने 2013 के एक्ट में नहीं लिखी, but those situation can arise any time. So कुछ केसेस हैं, ये जो आपके डैमलर एंड ये जो दिनशा मानिक पतित, ये सारे कपिला हिंगुरानी, ये सारे केसेस are basically describing the judicial pronouncement. So sometime judiciary itself taken a lead कि नहीं ये situation ऐसी है जिसमें गलत हो सकता है, जिसमें we have to pierce this corporate veil. Now if you are piercing a corporate veil, तो क्या होगा? This artificial person and this natural person, ये दोनों एक हो जाएंगे. Means we will think that this natural person and this artificial person is the same entity. Now we are, as a judge, we are not adhering the concept of separate legal entity. We are saying this company is not a company now. It's an association of person now. So who is the person who is culprit? कौन है जिसने ये सारा कुछ वर्क किया है? और वो situations कहाँ दी हैं? वो situations मैं आपको करवाऊंगी. Certain statutory situations are there when that point of time court will not adhere this first principle, the concept of separate legal entity. Separate legal entity is simply saying that this company is separate and its members are separate. Company's power, right, duty, liabilities are separate, and members' right, power, obligation, liabilities are separate. So this is your first concept. And second concept is piercing of corporate veil. उसमें क्या होता है? ये separate legal entity के exactly opposite चलता है. We simply say that no, company is not a separate legal entity. Now company is a combination of natural persons. So there is no separate kind of power and duties and liabilities. एक ही है सब कुछ. और ये कब होता है? ये वो 1%, 0.1% situations जब आती हैं. Those 1%, 0.1% situations are exceptional situations. One is statutory situations and second is judicial pronouncements. So वो मैं आपको properly एक list है उसकी पूरी. These are the situations when court is bound to adhere the second concept, which is a piercing of corporate veil. वो हम अच्छे से करेंगे. Right? So now firstly discuss about separate legal entity concept. First concept पे हम चल रहे हैं. So the first concept, first case is Lee versus Lee Air Farming. So I'm taking this case. I have shared also. Just hold on. I'm just sharing that particular case with you. Yes. It's visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a case. Lee versus Lee Air Farming. So in this case specifically, Lee is a person. Lee formed a company with the name of Lee's Air Farming Limited. This was the company's name, and this company's worth was 3,000 shares. 3,000 shares की company थी. This was a company under which Lee was owning 2,999 shares. Almost all the shares were owned by Mr. Lee. So Mr. Lee was, actually, he was the sole governing director of that company. He used to make all the decisions relating to the contract or anything else. And he was having a complete control over the company. But since it was a company which was related to air farming, what is air farming actually? Air farming means like बहुत बड़े बड़े हिली एरियाज होते हैं जहाँ पे फार्मिंग पॉसिबल नहीं है, लाइक ह्यूमन बीइंग तो कर ही नहीं सकते हैं फार्मिंग वहाँ पे. सो फिर वहाँ पे फार्मिंग कैसे होती है? वहाँ पे हेलीकॉप्टर्स होते हैं. हेलीकॉप्टर्स वन गो में आपके वाटर स्प्रिंकल करेंगे, सेकेंड गो में वो हेलीकॉप्टर्स आपके सीड्स स्प्रिंकल करेंगे. सो ये जो कंपनी थी मिस्टर ली की, द नेम विद द नेम ऑफ लीज एयर फार्मिंग लिमिटेड. सो ये कंपनी बेसिकली ये वाला काम किया करती थी, एयर फार्मिंग का काम करती थी. एंड दिस कंपनीज वर्थ वाज 3,000 shares. So now in that particular company, Mr. Lee was a company's chief. He was a qualified pilot of that company. And he was owning almost all the shares in a company. Now, since this company was related to air farming, so कुछ hazardous situations, conditions से related companies को, there is certain statutory obligation. The company had to insure against liability to pay compensation under Workmen's Compensation Act. इस एक्ट के थ्रू आपको मतलब लाइक you had to enroll yourself for this particular purpose, right? So this company was under the obligation of to pay compensation under Workmen's Compensation Act, right? Now, in March 1956, Mr. Lee was killed while piloting the aircraft during the course of employment. So, Mr. Lee क्या काम करते थे? Mr. Lee was the company's chief. Mr. Lee was the director of this company. Mr. Lee was the qualified pilot also in that company. So, when he's acting as a pilot, he's working as an employee in this company, right? So, this was the thing. Now, plane crash हुआ and Mr. Lee was killed. And जिस time उनकी death हुई, that time he was serving this company as a pilot. Now his widow wife made claim for 2,430 pounds under Workmen's Compensation Act, under New Zealand's Workmen's Compensation legislation. So, because he was working at that point of time as a pilot. Now the question arises, her entitlement to such compensation depends on whether or not Lee was worker. That is a person who has entered into contract of service with the employer. Means, सबसे बड़ी problem ये थी कि you have to prove that Mr. Lee is employer or an employee in that company. Because at one side, he is a manager, he is a sole shareholder, he is a sole decision maker in that company. That means he is working as an employee in this company. And on the contrary, he is working as an employee also when he is acting as a pilot. So, क्या करना चाहिए इस सिचुएशन में? कंपनसेशन मिलना चाहिए या नहीं मिलना चाहिए? So insurance employee compensation में मिलना चाहिए नहीं मिलना चाहिए? This was the question. Now, Court of Appeal in New Zealand, they said that a person cannot be an employer or employee at the same time, and therefore the petitioner is not entitled for this compensation. That means नहीं मिलेगा आपको compensation because at the same time your husband is working as employer as well as employee. So it is not possible that in a same person can act in both the capacities. Mr. Lee could not be a worker when he was in effect also the employer. And the two offices are clearly incompatible. One office is director office and second is a pilot office. So these are incompatible to each other. There was existence of no power of control and therefore the relationship of master-servant was not created. Master-servant relationship में नहीं है, मतलब एक ही person is a master, एक ही person is a servant. So how it is possible? Because he is the one who is a sole decision maker, who is taking a decision कि अब आपको मतलब sprinkle करना है तो अब आप pilot बन जाओ. No, he is the same person. So these two offices are clearly incompatible. That means Court of Appeal New Zealand was suggesting that a person can't be an employer or employee at the same time. Now, Privy Council आगे गया ये case, and in this Privy Council relied on Solomon versus Solomon concept, and they said that Lee Air Farming Limited, this is an entity of company, was independent and separate from its governing director or beneficial shareholder. So this company is a separate, distinct legal entity. And आप किससे मांग रहे हो compensation? You're not asking from company, not from Lee. Lee was acting as a director. He was not an employer in that company. And Lee and company entered into a contractual relationship. It is immaterial that he was a major shareholder, director, or pilot. But at the time of his death, he was holding as a pilot. He was under the capacity of worker of the company. Right? So, in this case, company's employer, Mr. Lee is not an employer here, but at the time of death, he was exactly working like an agent for this artificial person when he is serving a capacity, he is serving a service in a capacity of director. आपको समझ आया ये? Means Mr. Lee was working as a director, Mr. Lee was shareholder, major shareholder of a company. Mr. Lee was the decision maker of that company. On the contrary, Mr. Lee was the sole pilot in that company. So here, Privy Council is basically saying, yeah, Lee is not an employer. When he is working as a director, he is working as an agent of a company. So the company is different and Mr. Lee is different. तो आप उस concept में जो जा रहे हो, that a person can't be employer or employee. So जिस time आप उसको employer बना रहे हो in a capacity of director, he is not an employer. He is just an agent. There also he is an agent of that company. So employer कौन है? Employees anyhow is Miss Lee Air Farming Limited. Lee Air Farming Limited is a separate legal entity, and according to Solomon, because in this case itself, Privy Council relied upon the Solomon versus Solomon Company Limited case, right? So this was the case. I think बहुत ही easy case है. इसमें कुछ समझाने वाली चीज तो मुझे लग नहीं रही है. I have already shared. So his widow was basically entitled to get a compensation. Since Lee was killed in the course of his employment, and he was, employing this worker in this case, at the time of death also he was a worker. He was holding as a pilot. He was under the capacity of worker of the company at the time of death. So it was held by.
दोस्तों, अगर आपको आज का लेसन पसंद आया हो तो वीडियो को लाइक करें। इसी के साथ अगर आपने अभी तक हमारा चैनल सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो सब्सक्राइब के बटन पर क्लिक करिए और बेल आइकन दबाना ना भूलें, ताकि आपको एजुकेशन से रिलेटेड नए नए अपडेट्स मिलते रहें। और अधिक जानकारी पाने के लिए आप हमारे फेसबुक और इंस्टाग्राम पेज से भी जुड़ सकते हैं, जिसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया गया है। धन्यवाद।